Our contestant is Terence Modiba with his speech entitled Fools Are Everywhere. Fools are everywhere, Terence Modiba.
Mr. Contestant, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow contestants. Indulge me for a moment. Please look around. Please, just look around for a moment. Now, fools are everywhere. Now, the question is, what is a fool? Or should I say, who is a fool? Now, a fool is anyone who refuses to change their behavior even after experiencing painful consequences as a result of that behavior. That's a fool. How many fools do you know? Please don't look around this side. There are fools in our workplaces, family backgrounds. Some might be sitting next to you. Now, fools represent different things in our life. In the political arena, there are fools. In relationships, there are fools. And even in our personal life, sometimes we act foolish. But let me ask you this. Let's look at politics. How many people have a swimming pool? So then, you want a swimming pool? Okay, thank you. How many people have a fire pool? Now, what is a fire pool? Now, I sit and I wonder, is it a pool that is made of fire? Now, me and you know that when there is a fire, you need a fire extinguisher. But no, not in our political arena. You need a fire pool for that. Now, interesting things have come in our political arena. I mean, there's a new opposition, beautiful opposition. Now, the beautiful thing about the English opposition, I was worried a little when I came here seeing all these red t-shirts, but I think we are saying now. Alright? That's when I thought Toastmasters was invaded, but I think now we are safe. Now, I was worried because Julius wants to be president. And my worry is not the fact that I don't think he can be president. I'm worried because a couple of years back, Julius came and he said, the then ruling party that he was part of will rule until the second coming. Or for those who use it in translation, until Jesus comes back. Now, usually comedians and people in the media even say Jesus scares white people. Is that the case? But white people have got a message for you. He scares black people. Now, I would be a fool to vote Julius to be a president. I mean, I'm not that mighty and mighty. I mean, you know, if Julius becomes president, it means the second coming is here. We must all respect it. Now, there's nothing funny about corruption in politics, so. But sometimes we must just find a lighter way of looking at these things because there's no point in getting outside. While we're waiting for an honest politician, let's look at the funny part of this. Let's look at relationships. Now, since 2010, I joined the movement. Just as I joined the movement, my best man stepped up and he gave the most important lesson I will never forget. It might help some of us stay in that movement. And he stood up and he gave a speech. And in his speech he said, there once was a man, and this man, every time he would park his car, he would get off, close the door, move around, and open the door for the she-man, the man. And he would do this whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, whether the people are watching or not, until the other ladies saw this and they felt, we should teach our women how to do this. The men of the house of God. Then they called a meeting and they said, my dear gentlemen, we've been watching you time in and time out. And without fail, you would park your car, open your door, get out, move around, and open for the message. How do you teach our husbands to be like you? And he looked at them, gentlemen, and he said, oh, my dear lovely, my door is broken from the inside, so I have to walk around because you can't open it from the inside. But how many of us go into this foolish comparison of wishing our relationships were like other people's relationships? You don't know, the door might just be broken on the inside. See, those are what we call foolish comparisons. Now let's go to foolish assumptions that we make. I had a grandmother. She stays in a place called Bulobeti. Bulobeti is where Queen Mujadi comes from, for those who don't know. It's a rural area. Now, there was a weekend where there was a derby happening. Now, a derby in South Africa, we call it the Soweto derby. So, Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates are playing. Not this modern Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates. Those Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates. The old ones that scored goals. Not the 0-0 derby. Now, to catch a glimpse of that game, you had to go to a house that had a TV. Not many houses have TV. Now, to check whether a house had a TV, you have to look up for an area, we call it an area, or an antenna on the roof of the house to see that they have a TV. Because they didn't have the small antenna, the one that you put inside. They had a bigger one that was outside. Now, we would walk around, now the game is starting, and now we're running around looking for a house that has an antenna until we spotted one house that had an area. Now we went to that house, knocked on the door, and when we knocked on the door, the old man of the house came out and said, "How can I help you, young gentleman?" And he said, "Sir, we'd love to watch the game in your house, 15 minutes on, can we quickly just come in and watch the game?" And he said, "There's no soccer in my house." He said, "No, we will play." Because back then you had to pay to watch TV in someone's house. So he said, "We will play." And he said, "But what makes you think there's a TV in my house?" We said, "No, because we saw the areas." He said, "Oh, that little bugger. The TV was stolen many years ago. So I still have hope of buying another TV, so I left it there anyway." But what I wanted to bring is that with our foolish assumptions, we thought an area meant there is a TV in the house. Now what does TV stand for? It stands for television. Television. All of us living today, sitting in this room, we are portrayals of visions. We've been given visions to tell in our lives. But in our foolish assumptions and comparisons, we let them die, and when they die, all that's left is an area without a TV. All I want to challenge you to do from today, tell your vision. It's the perfect